It is 3 p.m. in Islamabad. It's 1 p.m. in Mogadishu. I'm Monita Rajpal.
And I'm Zain, Verjee. You're watching CNN, and this is World One live from London.
Stability returning to Somalia are in doubt after the latest attacks in the capital, Mogadishu. This time, journalists appear to be the target. Local media say at least 14 people were killed when a pair of suicide bombers blew themselves up inside a packed tea house near Mogadishu. David McKenzie has been following the story. He joins us now from Nairobi in Kenya. David, why journalists?
Well, we don't know yet whether this was a directed attack at the journalists. But
New President David, who was installed just 10 days ago, he has pledged to tackle security. What he says is his first, his second and third priority. What is he planning to do?
Well, they're planning to try and bolster security within Mogadishu, but when
groups in Syria say government warplanes hit a gas station in the north of the country Thursday, killing at least 55 people and wounding dozens more. This video appears to show the devastation caused by the attack. The president also said positive change could only happen with the head of state taking the lead, saying Syria must and would avoid a Libyan scenario with the leader overthrown and the country descending into chaos. Well, CNN's Nick Payton-Walsh is monitoring developments from Beirut in Lebanon. He joins us. Nick, let's start with the bombing of a gas station. Do we know, was this targeted or a random attack?
I think it's pretty fair to assume that this was targeted in some way or other.
Georgia's interior minister has stepped down after graphic images of inmates being abused at a prison caused a national outcry in the former Soviet Republic. Thousands of people protested in the streets of the capital, Tbilisi. Georgian television aired the footage on Tuesday. It shows guards beating and sexually abusing male prisoners. A night without sleep, hours of waiting in the cold and rain, and long lines snaking around street corners. Yes, folks, the iPhone 5 has arrived. It goes on sale today, so all over the world, Apple lovers have been queuing to get their hands on one at the first possible opportunity.
Noted. Finally, this tweet, bad news for those who ordered the iPhone 5. The delivery guys are using iOS maps to try and find your house. Monita.
Well, Zain, so is the latest iPhone worth queuing up for? Well, I'm joined by Graham Burton from Computing Magazine. That's one of the things a lot of people are saying, the iOS maps, because they're not using Google Maps for this phone right now, and it's causing a lot of problems.
Well, they can just go online and go straight to the Google website, so I'd probably advise them to do that if they want to be able to find their way home again.
Why would Apple use the iOS maps and not Google Maps? And if they're, you would assume that they would have done their research and their testing to see that these maps actually work.
Well, I dare say Steve Jobs would have had his own opinion on these maps, and they would never
alienating a consumer base that would potentially be very loyal to you if you were saying, okay, well, just a year later or a few months later, here's the newest version, which you have to pay full price for.
Well, if a company such as Apple were to...
Good point. All right, great. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it.
Can I borrow $500, Monita?
Anytime.
Yeah, thanks.
President Bashar al-Assad says the armed opposition has no support in Syrian society, but he also says talking with them is the only way to resolve the crisis. And as senior international correspondent Nick Robertson reports, he's even appointed a minister of reconciliation.
In Damascus, the displaced seem everywhere, fleeing.
Tiger Woods could be the man to beat in the Megabucks finale to golf's FedEx Cup after storming into a share of the lead on day one. Alex Thomas is here with more on that and much of the top sports stories.
Indeed. It's titles, not money, that motivates Tiger Woods these days.
We look forward to that. Thanks a lot for that, Alex.
You're watching World One live from London.
Back. Let's take a look at what's trending on social media right now, shall we? At number 3, Endeavour, the retired space shuttle, is on its way to Los Angeles, where it is going on permanent display at the California Science Center. Our iReporter Carrie Gibbs sent us this great picture of the shuttle when it passed over southern Mississippi earlier this week, and she said what so many people have been saying, that it's been amazing to witness this piece of history. At number 2, it's almost time for Bad Piggies. Yeah, if you're an Angry Birds fan, you'll know what I'm talking about, and you'll be thrilled to know the latest installment of the mobile game will be out later this month. The new title is a spin-off of the old with a twist. This time, you play on the side of the pigs. Ooh. And at number 1, if you thought everyone was talking about the iPhone 5 for all the right reasons, well, think again. Well, we've been talking about this earlier on World One. Users are up in arms over the Maps feature on Apple's latest operating system, the iOS 6. It seems the maps are riddled with errors, including misplacing the Washington Monument. But the problems are not just in the U.S. In Ireland, a farm has been marked on the map as an airport. Apple is trying to handle the public outcry. Users want Google Maps back. Zain?
Let's take a look at some more maps, a different kind though. Mari Ramos is going to make sure there is no misleading information in sight. Right, Mari?
That's right.
She's over at the World Weather Center. Mari Ramos, good job. You're watching World One live from London. I'm Zain Verjee.
And I'm Monita Rajpal. Thank you for joining us. We'll update you of the news headlines in just a couple of minutes right here on CNN.